Welcome to the software at Remit Anywhere. In this video, I'm going to cover the whole process today, that how to cancel a transaction and how to refund a transaction. Before we start, let me clear a few points here. There are two ways in which you can cancel a transaction. Number one is when the transaction is still with the agent and the agent didn't process it yet. So this is the one way where you can cancel a transaction, and the other way is when the transaction has been transmitted to pay and the transaction needed to be cancelled for any reason regarding customer and beneficiary. So these two processes I'm going to explain today. So let's get started. We'll go to agent menu, search. I'm going to search my transaction by today's date. It's here. Reference number 00133. This is the one I'm going to process. The status for this transaction is pending for clearance. The transaction is still with the agent. So I have to cancel it by following the first process. So I'll go to void. Are you sure to void this remittance? Yes. So select reason. You can select reasons from the following if you like any. Otherwise you can enter your own reason. For example, I'm going to add customer want to send to same beneficiary. For example, I entered this reason, customer didn't want to send to same beneficiary, and I saved it. So as you can see, the status of my transaction has been cancelled and deleted. So if I run my report, daily activity report for today, and I select it, created date, transmitted, created date, and I select status, remittance status, void only. So the transaction I was working on is here, reference number 00133, and the remittance status here is cancel and deleted. We are clear for this process now. Now we'll move to another process, which is when the transaction has been transmitted to pay and we need to cancel it for any beneficiary reason. So let's go there. So how we'll do that is we'll go to agent menu, search. We'll find our transaction first by selecting date range, search. The transaction is here, reference number 0133, status is here, transmitted to pay. Now it has been transmitted to my pay. Now pay side has to cancel it. So how they'll do it is, the pay side has to go to pay. They have to select the transaction first. This is the transaction we have to cancel. Reference number is 0133. They'll go to reject screen. Search the transaction, transmitted date by today's date, search. The transaction is here, reference number 0133. It's here, and they'll select it from this reject screen, select it here and then reject it. Please provide a reason to reject transaction. You can enter invalid credentials, or we can enter customer didn't want to send to the same beneficiary. Save. Remittance rejected successfully. Okay. Pay has rejected the transaction, then we'll check in our agent menu, search, and we'll check the status of our transaction, which is here exception by pay. It means it has been cancelled from pay end. Now we'll go to agent menu, view rejected by pay, view rejected by pay. Since we have to refund our transaction to our customer, we'll select our transaction and it's here 0133. This is the one we're working on, and the status exception by pay. Now we have to refund this transaction to our customer. So we have these options: edit, refund, resend, print, and notes. Notes are the same that we're keeping for our record, and don't need to resend it back to our pay. We need to refund it to our customer for this specific case. So I'll refund it. Are you sure to approve this remittance for refund? Yes. Remittance approval for refund. Okay. Now I'll check the status again. Approved for refund. I'll go to refund screen and I'll search my transaction, and it's here 0133, and the status has changed here to approved for refund. Now I have these options here: print, notes, again the same notes, unrefund, and process. Now I need to refund it to my customer, so I'll process it for refund. Are you sure to refund this remittance? Yes, I want to refund it. And how much amount? You have to enter it here. Payment method is cash. Amount, yes, I want to enter the amount, whichever amount I'm going to enter here, 200. The same amount I'm going to send back to my customer, 200. Reason could be any invalid beneficiary account, invalid beneficiary address, beneficiary unreachable, or we can enter customer. Changed his mind, let's say, and we need to refund it. Remittance refunded successfully. Okay. Now I have to check the status of my remittance, of my transaction, which is this. It's here, my reference number 0133, and the status has changed to refunded. It means it has been refunded. Now to make sure, I'll go to my reports, daily activity report, transmitted date, and from select status I'll select void only, that I refunded, and void only. Let's see what comes out. So the transaction is here, reference number 0133, and the remittance status is refunded. It shows in my daily activity report too that this transaction has been refunded. So in this video I have covered how to cancel a transaction and how to refund a transaction by both processes. So that's about it for now. I hope this video demystified the whole process to you. Thank you for watching.